All right, so down at the bottom of the map is everybody's favorite Zerg these days. From the team MVP, he is
MVP Dongnaegu.
Dongrigu. Fan favorite, has yet to really make a big name for himself in StarCraft 2. Needs to get those results. He's working on doing that right now, and he's got to do it against this guy here. Winner of our last game from the Team Prime, he is
Marine King Prime win.
Now, when Dongrigu played Slayers this season, actually, he did beat MMA and Ganji and Boxer.
Yes, he did.
And then he beat Nada. And before that, he beat SC Foyu. So he has been actually doing very, very well against Terran players lately. So
That's cheerful, man. Did you see that?
I actually missed it.
It was Marine King ripping open his shirt
Oh my goodness.
like a K-pop star.
That'd be awesome.
Maybe we'll see that after he wins. Who knows?
This is ceremony he's planned.
Yep.
Anyway, traditionally, Marine King has actually done very well against Zergs, but he struggled a little bit against Yu-Gi-Oh! in Code A. So
Yeah, well,
curious to see what kind of game Marine King brings to this match today.
that's kind of what we were talking about earlier, where in Code A, Marine King has been kind of scraping by in his matches, you know? None of his wins this season has been terribly convincing. He kind of seems like he's on the edge every time. He's made it back to the up and down matches, and he's going to be playing Leenock. I don't know. We'll have to see. I could talk for hours about that matchup, so best not to get me started right now on that, Mulcher. All right, so
You got to be careful mentioning Leenock around Doa.
it's true. I'm not going to apologize, man. But, you know, Dongrigu, it's a lot of people that feel the same way about him as I feel about Leenock, and deservedly so. He's a really, really fun Zerg to watch. Curious to see how he's going to handle a map like Daybreak. It's not maybe I feel like it's a good map for Mutas. I feel like it's a better map for Ling Muta than something with, you know, heavy infestors ignoring the Mutas. There's just so much area to kind of work in your opponent's base with the air units.
There's so
a lot
many
of opportunities there.
twists and turns on this map. You have to kind of be in a lot of different places. It's very strange.
Yep.
So Marine King,
Interesting wall-in.
yeah, I think he's going to build an add-on to complete that wall-in. Is what we're going to see here. He has gotten gas, and he's building a factory right behind it. Probably going to maybe build a tech lab next to the barracks and then switch it.
I think it's going to be the Hellion Expand. Yep, there's a reactor.
Oh, reactor.
So just a regular old Hellion Expand. Safe thing to do against TVZ.
There we go. That works too.
Yep, good idea.
And Dongrigu did get his gas as well. And he's probably going to be going for speed upgrade. Look at that. 100 minerals, 100 gas, right at the same time. Getting a speed upgrade going.
Yep. So Marine King's going to be doing that fast expand. Possibly scouting his front a little bit with that factory, kind of like we saw there, but who knows. And Dongrigu, from here, I mean, the players both have a lot of options. There's the only thing to kind of, well, one of the things to kind of consider with this map is that a lot of the ground running areas are relatively narrow. You're not going to be able to get like the big concaves or the big surrounds on a map like this as you could on, say, something like Shattered Temple or Teldrim Altar. Oop, barely not allowing the Zergling in there. He did see the tech lab, though.
True, he did see the tech lab on the barracks there, and that's interesting. He just he got scouted and decided to go ahead and switch it back. I mean, it may not be.
Well,
may have been his plan all along.
I think it probably was, yeah. I mean, it's pretty common just to get the 2 Hellions. Usually it's 2 or 4 Hellions and you switch it back and go for the normally Blue Flame, but Marine King's actually going for pretty early tanks this time around.
And Spinecrawler's not quite up yet, so these Hellions can still run around and juke against these queens, but there are 3 queens, one of whom?
What of which? What of who?
Would a queen be a whom or a witch?
I think
I guess
either
it would be
applies.
a witch.
I don't know. I'm not an English major.
Whom is for people, I would think. But anyway, depends on how sentient queens are, maybe.
They talk.
Regardless, one of them was on the ramp blocking it, so nicely defended by Dongrigu against the possible Hellion attack.
Well, you know what we see players using Hellions for a lot now is just to kind of keep the creep spread to a minimum. They kind of keep them right on the edge of the creep. Don't really go in and try to kill as many drones anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Marine King moving out to take his expansion. Just gets spotted by Dongrigu's Zergling.
And looks like he might lose his second Hellion here. He did lose the other one, and is he going to be able to micro well enough?
He's going to get a lot of Zerglings in the process. Probably if he can get another shot off.
It's like, ah!
Nope.
Nope.
Gonna try and
okay.
run back to the rest of his army.
So right now, I mean, nothing really out of the ordinary or surprising for Marine King right now. He's just going for very standard Marine tank. Here comes out with a very standard Marine tank push, but it can do a lot of damage if your opponent doesn't respond to it correctly. Dongrigu, though, sees it coming. He's got some Lings out there.
Yeah, he's trying to keep him occupied, threaten that counterattack so that Marine King cannot just go straight for his front door. And you know, every moment that those tanks and Marines are chasing the Lings off to the right, they're not going to the left towards the front door of Dongrigu, and he's got more time to build up forces. Now, when he gets there, though, siege mode is going to be complete.
Yep. Yeah, this could go very, very well for Marine King. And the nice thing, too, is this ramp is relatively narrow, too, so it's hard for his Zerglings to come and get the surround with that. And how is Dongrigu going to respond? He's building in a lot of Lings, but he doesn't have any other tech out right now. He has to defend this with just Zerglings. Can he make enough of them?
He's making 16 right now. A bunch of them are about to pop out. He has actually sent his other ones into the natural of Marine King. He's taking out some SCVs, but loses them all.
Yeah, and he's going to need those Zerglings, too. Although, I got to say, I mean, Marine King, does he have enough? Looks like it's going to be a flank from Dongrigu. He's going to have some Zerglings in the front, too. Oh, no, he's just actually going for the counterattack. Oh, no, he's turning around now. Okay, never mind. Thought he was going to go for the counterattack.
Those may be in position to take out reinforcements as they come in as well, but Marine King's getting awfully close to that natural hatchery.
Yeah, Dongrigu's just waiting for a few more Lings. He's got 56 Lings out on the field right now. That should be enough.
Some Lings actually just went in there and took out some Marines. He thinks it's time coming in from all sides.
Yep, nice attack by Dongrigu. He's going to clean that up very, very quickly.
Beautiful.
Yep, can go for a nice counterattack. Round of applause from the audience here for him.
And now there are a crap ton of Zerglings heading towards towards Marine King's base. He's going to have to really defend well here. He's got 1, 2 tanks and a handful of Marines. This may actually finish Marine King off.
Oh, Marine King's army's getting absolutely torn apart by these Zerglings. Question is it going to be enough to win the game for him? Dancing the Zerglings on the ramp. Whoa! Didn't know they could break dance. Now you know.
And SCV's huddling in a corner, just getting slaughtered. One of them gets somehow glitched up on the top of that.
Yep.
That's kind of strange.
That ramp, you can do that. You can hop a unit up there. Doesn't really matter too much, but it's kind of funny to see everything at the natural getting taken out. Dongrigu doing tons of damage to Marine King.
And, almost lets him in.
Yep. So Marine King's going to be pretty far behind at this point.
He killed 18 SCVs in that exchange, by the way, and earlier exchanges.
Yeah. Whereas
Marine King has killed 0 drones this entire game, meaning that Dongrigu with 65 drones is running away in income compared to the 36 SCVs of Marine King.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and we see Dongrigu taking a 3rd and a 4th base right now. He's got that opportunity to macro up, and he's going to use it.
Yeah, instead of just going for the kill, he's like, all right, well, Marine King, there's no way he can move out for, like, at least 3 minutes. Yep. And in that amount of time, 3 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time, but Zerg can do whatever they want in 3 minutes.
That's a lot of time, yeah.
And he can drone up his 4th. He can just build up a ton of units, an army in the middle of the map.
Well, Marine King is kind of stuck now, you know? I mean, he doesn't have any sort of cost-efficient way to get out on the map and, you know, do some more damage. I mean, I suppose he could do something with Blue Flame Hellions, but he doesn't have the upgrade right now. It'd take a while to get to that point.
He doesn't even really have the forces to spare for a drop right now.
Yeah.
If he goes for a drop, which would be the normal response in a situation like this for a Terran, they're behind, they want to get back into it, they want to drop, kill some drones. If he went for a drop, 8 Marine drop, he'd have like 3 Marines back at home. So he can't afford to do that right now.
Well, to a certain extent, Dongrigu can be on sort of cruise control right now. He's got so much map control that he can just macro up and kind of watch, and he'll know before anything's coming. He'll know long, long in advance now.
Yeah, Dongrigu now has that 4th base up. In fact, Marine King's trying to get a 3rd up. He's building a command center in this 1st expansion, but there are Zerglings over to watch in case he tries to take that 3rd, so I don't think he's going to be able to take it very well. And again, you know, Dongrigu can't really break Marine King with these siege tanks there, but again, Marine King still can't move out for a while longer still, and Dongrigu's just like building all kinds of stuff. He's up to 162 supply, so the only 91 supply of Marine King. He is just going to stomp him in the late game, basically.
Now, Marine King is going mech. He's getting the pre-igniter upgrade. Mech is a nice decision to go with at this
Yeah.
point, because with Mech, the focus is really to kind of play defensive until you get that death ball and then just slow push across the map and kill your opponent, you know?
Yeah.
So he's saying, all right, I can't move out, that's fine. I'm just going to do a style that doesn't involve being really active on the map.
Yeah, many a Zerg have lost many a game to many a Terran who have just chilled off 2 bases because they couldn't move out, and then they just move out with a maxed army. And
Yeah.
if you can roll over their expansions fast enough, if they haven't banked enough at that point, then you can still theoretically win the game, although, of course, Dong Regu is going to be aware of that. It's probably going to be harder to crack than that.
Yep, Dong Regu is going to be able to make a ton of Mutalisks. He might just decide to go for that mass Muta style. He could even Magic Box his Thor. There are some Marines there, though, so he'll decide not to do that.
Wise decision.
Good
Second
decision,
Thor
yeah.
pops out as well, so that would have been pretty bad if he tried to fight.
Yep. Now, with the amount of Mutas that Dong Regu is going to have, those Thors aren't going to make too much of a difference. Responds by putting down a Roach Warren as well.
And Dong Regu is maxed.
Yep, max to the, it's about 70 supply ahead of Marine King right now.
He's got half supply in drones. He's got 88 drones right now.
Yeah.
But he's morphing
Oh, wow.
30. He's got to have like 40 Banelings.
That is so many Banelings.
Dong
Moltrap.
Regu has almost 100 Zerglings. He's got 37,
Here
17
we
units as well.
go.
And here comes everything.
He doesn't want this game to go on very long. Here comes Dong Regu. Does Marine King have what it takes to defend this? I don't think he does.
I don't think he does. He's got so many forces. He can use Banelings on Thors,
Yep.
Zerglings killing SCVs, and it looks like Marine
Oh.
King is desperately trying to hold this off.
That Thor's going to live for quite a while. I mean, he does have some SCVs repairing it. Now they finally get taken out. Thor will go down.
Oh, more SCVs coming in to repair it.
It's not going to live. There it goes.
Not enough.
Morphing Banelings in. And his
Morphing
opponent's base.
Banelings next to
GG.
his factory.
Yep. That is it. A little bit of humiliation from
Wow.
Dong Regu. Taking out the Marine King. When you have Zerglings dancing in your base, Moltrap, that does not indicate that you're ahead.
No.
In fact, it indicates
No,
the opposite.
usually that's the sign of being behind.
Wow, big cheer from the crowd for this guy. Everybody loves Dong Regu.
He's a cool guy, man.
Yeah, he is. Oh, here comes the hat.
Gonna give a hat to a fan. Up.
Oh, wow.
That guy specifically needed a hat.
That's right. Need to lean all the way back. And so what is Prime going to do now? You know, who do they have planned to take out Dong Regu? Because you know they've got to have somebody planned.
Yeah.
I wonder if it is that guy right there, Hongen. Hongen Prime, I think, would be a good choice.
Hongen might be a good choice, actually.
I think it would, yeah.
You don't want to send out. You don't want to send out Optimus right now because
No, I don't think so.
Dong Regu is really, really good Zerg versus Terran.
Yeah, he
So you
is.
want to throw a Protoss at him probably.
Yep, Protoss.
Maybe another Zerg, but more likely a Protoss. I think would be a good choice.
I think Hongen would be a good decision. Otherwise, Bung Bung Prime wouldn't be a bad choice either. Do a ZVZ.
Yeah, maybe.
I
Maybe
think-
they might send out any Pro. They of course they have Creator as another Protoss that they have that they've used in the past, I believe.
Yep, is he on their roster for Team League?
Creator.
Don't know if he is. He is. Okay, good.
I
Yeah.
believe he is. I believe he
He's
is.
shown some potential. I feel like in kind of watching Dong Regu's games that ZVZ is kind of his weakest matchup. So while I think you're right, I think they probably are going to send out a Protoss. Wouldn't surprise me too much if they decided to send out a Zerg instead too. Yeah.
It's a possibility. Trying to think what Zergs.
Bung Bung.
They have Bung Bung. They have Check.
Check, I suppose.
I wouldn't send
It
out
wouldn't be
Check.
quite as strong. Yeah, I don't know about Check Prime. Although he did really well in the ZVZ and the in Code
We're
A.
gonna find
but
out.
Who's it going to be?
It's any Pro. I think it's any Pro. I didn't get too good of a look, but I
glimpse.
think
I
it's
don't know.
any Pro. Homer Simpson toss is hard not to recognize.
We'll find out. Hongen's like, you should pick me. But
Wait.
no, it is going to
Yep,
be any Pro.
any Pro.
Yep. So they did decide to go with the Protoss. PVZ is a
Wise
matchup.
choice.
Yep.
Yeah, I think ZVZ, is a little bit more chancy than other matchups, so you want
A
to
little
be.
bit.
You don't want to send out a Zerg with a good plan and then have him lose by a build order loss, and then you're down 2 games. So better to send out a Protoss. Now, any Pro, as you can see there, does not have the best record. He's actually recently fallen out of Code A entirely, despite being high
he
up in
has.
Code S not that long ago.
Yeah, he even had enough points to get onto the World Championship team. Sounds like we're going to take a 5-minute break, guys. We'll be back in a little bit for Dongre Gu versus Any Pro. Don't go anywhere. This is the GSL Team League.